Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy almost weekend. I see we already have a few people on here. I see Susanna and Sharon. Hello. Good evening. How is everybody doing? This is so weird going live without Kat. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, it feels like I'm forgetting something. Am I missing something? Did I need to turn on another light? Did I have a note that I forgot to bring in here? But no, I think it's just because I'm flying solo. It's a little different. So let's see who else I see over here. I see Vicky Fessler and Christina. I see Shannon. We're going to talk about Shannon in just a second, guys. Buckle up. You know, those stories about Shannon can always be fun. If you know Shannon, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I also see Helen is here and Sheila and Lee. Sharon, thank you so much for liking my Mickey display. Dawn, sorry it's been a while. No problem. You guys are always welcome here. No matter how many shows it's been in between, we never mind. It's always all good. Joe says, hey, howdy, hey. As you can see, my little Woody pop vinyl over there. That is a perfect saying. So I see Shannon is laughing. So with that, let's get the show on the road. So as you guys can see, I finally got the point right. Up in this corner over here, that is our Destinations to Travel logo because they are our wonderful show sponsor. Shannon is the owner of Destinations to Travel, which is an authorized Disney vacation planning agency. And I may be a bit biased because I happen to double as the social media manager over at Destinations to Travel. But I've said this on a Debating Disney show before, and I'm going to say it one more time. If you guys are not booking with a travel agent, especially with everything that's been going on, given the whole COVID-19 pandemic, this is definitely the time to show everybody the true value in booking with a travel agency. I was never really, until I met Shannon and started working with before I even working with Destinations to Travel to book my own trips. I was never one to go and ask a travel agency to do the work for me to book a trip. But once I did for the first time ever after meeting Shannon, I promise you guys, I am not lying when I say that I have never turned back since. And there is, to me, no reason why I should ever not book with a travel agent, because in addition to the help that they give you, and in addition to it being free of charge, they know about all of the greatest deals that are going on. They can help you get the best possible rate for your trip. But knowing a lot of, if not all of the agents at Destinations to Travel personally, I can tell you that during your planning process, you actually end up getting like a built-in Disney planning BFF for whatever window of time it is that leads up into your trip, because this team at Destinations to Travel, they are so Disney focused and they are so passionate, and all they want to do is make sure that you have the most magical time possible. So I highly recommend, if you have never done so, whenever you're ready to book your next trip, if that is now, you can even message us here at Debating Disney on Facebook and we can pass you over to them. You don't even have to go anywhere else. You are at the right place. So just a little PSA that I felt like I needed to mention, given everything that's been going on with people canceling trips or travel restrictions, that it definitely is the right time to go and book with a travel agent. So while I was talking, I see a whole bunch of other friends popped on. I also see Mary Catherine. Mary Catherine, thank you for telling me earlier today that you would be here. That is awesome. I see Peggy and I see Mary and Joe. Helen loves the print behind me. Thank you, Helen. I know that you can get a little bit of a reflection in that tonight. It's a little bit worse than usual, so I am sorry about that, but I do love that print as well. That is one of two Haunted Mansion prints that I have from Larry Dotson, who is a phenomenal Disney artist. And I don't know what it's going to look like going forward with the current climate at Walt Disney World, but he oftentimes is actually stationed for little special events a few days at a time in the Norway Pavilion. in that massive gift shop. I don't know which exact shop it's called that he sits in. I think it might be the Puffin Roost. But he does station all of his, not all, but a good collection of his pieces there that you can buy prints of, and he can sign them for you. So that really is something that I love to do. So if you guys ever see him there, I definitely recommend checking out what he has going on. Let's see who else. Sharon, absolutely love my agents. That is right, Sharon. They are the best. Who else do we have here? I see Emily Walton is here. Mary says, oh, Mary, that is a great point right there. So check out Shannon's comment right there, because Shannon, if anyone has firsthand experience with all of that, it definitely is Shannon. She is an absolute pro and master at knowing just how to plan the perfect trip, including children that may have special needs. So that is definitely a good resource for you right there to chat with. So now that we chatted a whole bunch about upcoming trips, I think it's time that we get into the nuts and bolts of what Walt Disney World is looking like right now, given its phased reopening plan. So I'm sure, as I have, so many of us here have been checking out live coverage and live streams and photos, videos, blogs, you name it, about what's going on at Walt Disney World and how things have started to reopen in the parks and how you can go on a Disney vacation right now. And it may look quite different from the Disney vacations that we're used to, but the time is finally here, guys. We can go back. I might not be able to go back because I am in New York on Long Island, and there is quite a situation going on. There is a 2-week quarantine that I would have to do going down to Florida. So that would pose a bit of a problem since I can't exactly just take 2 weeks off of work and go down there. So I'm kind of stuck up here for now, but this reminds me, I also wanted to ask you guys, as I said, I'm here in New York, so I'm kind of in a tough situation. But I always love every once in a while to do a little roll call and have all of us share where exactly it is in the world that we are from. So head down into the comments. Let me know where you're from, city, state. We would love to know. It's always fun to know where other people are from. We're all watching together. So let's check it out. Let me know. Give me some cities and states, guys. Where are we from tonight? Let's see. Michelle, in the meantime, said she has several of his prints too, including the Haunted Mansion. Love them. That is awesome, Michelle. I am glad that I am not the only one. And Helen said that Larry has signed for her as well. That is great. So I see Barry is from Pennsylvania. Hello, Pennsylvania. Who else do we have? Let's see. Shannon, I know exactly where you're from. You don't have to go commenting for this one. So anyway, while you guys are sharing where it is that you are from, let's start to talk about the pros and cons of the different experiences that are going on right now at Walt Disney World. So yeah, Shannon, there you are, Millington, Michigan. I see Joe, Rosemount, Minnesota. Awesome. And I see Ohio and Boston, Wisconsin, Bristol, Pennsylvania. I have family over in Bristol, Pennsylvania, Michelle. That is awesome. I see Arkansas. Look at that. And Virginia Beach. Mary is originally from New York, but live in North Carolina. Mary, you are like Kat here, who is also from Long Island and now lives down in North Carolina. Dawn, Cape Cod. Beautiful. That is great. Yes, Kevin, Ohio, we can't go to Florida without quarantine. I feel your pain. So let's go. Susan, you said you're sorry you're late. What did you miss? Not an issue. We were just sharing where we're all from and talking about why you should be booking with a travel agent. And now we're going to talk about what's going on at Walt Disney World. Some different experiences that are new that we might like and different experiences that could be changed that maybe we don't like so much. I don't think that I've seen many things, at least from my point of view, sitting here in front of my computer, looking at what's going down there in Florida. That is click-worthy, guys. If you know what click-worthy means, you have seen me put something on the disc before. So there's nothing that I've seen that has been really bad, but there are some things that I will 100% miss if they are not up and running or not changed back to normal when I finally do get to go down to Walt Disney World. So let's start off with something that I love, and I would really, really hope this will continue at Walt Disney World, but especially in Disney's Hollywood Studios. I am talking about the awesome character cavalcades that have been going on in all four parks. And even though there are no character meet and greets going on, that is, a big loss right now. I really think that the character cavalcades are something that should stay going forward, even after this entire situation, when things can, knock on wood, fingers crossed, hopefully go completely back to normal, whenever that might be. I would really hope that character cavalcades can stay, because I think that it adds such a fun, spontaneous element to your trips. And I also love, I used to love the Stars and Motor Cars parade at Hollywood Studios way back when. If you guys remember that, give me a little thumbs up or something so I know that I'm not the only one. I did love that parade. So just getting to see cars and characters stroll through the park, that is just such a cool, kind of nostalgic but different element there. So I see Susan says, yes, they are adorable and fun. Susanna says those do look fantastic. I totally agree. If I had to pick which is my favorite that I've seen, again, I'm going to go back to Hollywood Studios, that one of their cavalcades that has all the Pixar characters. I don't know the exact name of it, but I definitely would love to see those, even if there are meet and greets. And I just really loved the kind of surprise factor of being in the Animal Kingdom and you're strolling through, and the next thing you know, you can see Goofy on a boat and he's coming right by. I mean, that was just such a cool thing to see, even like watching live streams of YouTube vloggers in the parks, just getting to be surprised with that out of nowhere. It's kind of like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. So I really do hope that they do something with that. I do see that Sharon said we love the motor cars. I am with you on that one for sure. Deborah Alvarado says, yes, yes, the boats on the characters on the boats in the Animal Kingdom. That was such a great one. And Michelle, thank you for that, saying cavalcade instead of cavalcade. When I say absolutely, I know how to twist my words up, but hopefully not this time. So that is definitely one thing that I hope would stay. But now you know that this is called Debating Disney, although tonight is not a formal Debating Disney show. It is time for us to do a quick little debate here. So give me how about this? Give me any movie-related emoji. If you do, you know what? No, let's not do that, because we're going to go all four parks here. Give me since we all know that there's nothing better than seeing Mickey Mouse, give me a mouse emoji if you do want to see any form of character cavalcades to stay at the parks. But if you think that they should go and they're not really worth the time and effort to see them, give me a thumbs down emoji. So either give me a mouse if you want them to stay, or thumbs down if you think, I'm fine, let's get rid of them. I definitely would be mouse emoji all the way on that one, guys. I have to tell you. But there is, well, I shouldn't say is, there are, since there's more than one, a few things that I really don't like to see. And again, nothing that is Disney's fault. It's just, given the current situation, to abide by social distancing guidelines and to keep everything as safe as possible, there are some clear modifications to a few experiences at Walt Disney World, some of which are my favorite things to do, one of which includes my favorite attraction. So while I am rattling off these things that I would miss most if they are still, as is right now, not fully up to speed when I finally get to go down to Walt Disney World, I would love to hear from you guys, so then we can chat about that after I'm done with my little list here. Let me know things that you would miss if you were at Walt Disney World right now, and given some of the changes, what would you miss about the normal Walt Disney World experience that we are all used to? Start to let me know whenever you're ready in the comments. So, Barry, I am with you. I want the old-fashioned photos with them. I totally do agree with that. There are some things, maybe like riding Flight of Passage, but there aren't many things that I enjoy more than taking a selfie with a character at breakfast, or maybe you run into Ray on Batuu, you take a quick selfie with her. I love doing the character selfies, especially when they're a bit spontaneous. So I can definitely sympathize with you on that. So now on to my list. I tried to narrow it down to 3 things, so I wouldn't be here forever whining and complaining about things that I would miss at Walt Disney World. But I do have to say, thing number 1 on my list is the stretching room at the Haunted Mansion. Just walking through that and seeing that turned into a part of the queue and not a part of the show, and not something that you actually stand in, the doors closed, the entire experience happens. When I saw that for the first time on a video, it like killed me. Like my heart was breaking. I was like, this is just terrible. This is my favorite attraction. This is an iconic experience and such a key part of what makes it so great and such a classic, just is not happening right now. And I totally understand why. It's just, as a mega fan of the Haunted Mansion, to not see, oh, I actually have something right here. Look at this. To not see anything in the stretching room going up and down is kind of a tough pill to swallow. But I'm sure the day will come that we will get to see that stretching room again, and it's going to be well worth the wait, because it'll be even more special getting to see it again when it's back in action. So number 2 on my list, you guys know how much I love my school bread from Kringla Bakery Au Cafe in the Norway Pavilion in Epcot. But what I love to do with the school bread is not just sit down and eat the school bread. I think you see where I might be going with this. I love to get the school bread and walk around with it. I love getting to snack around Epcot and not just sitting down and eating. Of course, I love that too. But there is nothing like getting to hold on to any snack that you just picked up and just snack around while you're walking throughout the World Showcase. So that would definitely be number 2 on my list, is not getting to literally eat and drink around the World Showcase. That must be such a weird feeling to not be able to do something that would be so second nature, that you pick up a snack, you pick up a drink, and you aren't able to just keep nursing that snack or drink as you're walking around. That is just such a basic human instinct, to buy something edible then you have to just kind of wait and sit down to eat it. So that is definitely number 2. And number 3, I have to say, is Happily Ever After, because there is nothing to me that can really be the perfect exclamation point on a day at Walt Disney World like fireworks at the Magic Kingdom. Whether I'm watching them from Ohana, if I can have a perfect seat looking out the window, timed right when the fireworks would begin, or if I'm standing on Main Street USA, maybe even up at the train station, which would give me a beautiful view. There is nothing like closing out a day, seeing Happily Ever After, heading back to your hotel room. That just is the perfect way to end a night. And it's just, that really is what I kind of think of when someone says, what is so magical about Walt Disney World? It's seeing fireworks go above Cinderella Castle. Like, to me, that really is, quote, Disney magic. So that would round out my list at number 3. I do have to say, you guys know that obviously Voices of Liberty is like my favorite thing on earth. So how could I not have that on the list? I think that it's kind of more of a given, and I would almost be like disqualified for picking something that would be so obvious. So I try to keep it with other things that might be more noticeably changed or absent than something that is just one of my little, top things on my list. So while we were chatting about that, let's see what you guys had to say. I have a whole bunch of comments here. Let me scroll up. You guys did awesome here. I see Barry says Casey's Corner and Michelle says TTA. Those are off the bat two great ones. I totally agree. Casey's Corner, arguably my favorite quick service at the Magic Kingdom, neck and neck with Columbia Harbor House. So that definitely would be a tough one for me. But the People Mover, my wife and I, back when we were supposed to be leaving for Walt Disney World on July 11th. No, July 15th was when we were supposed to leave. We had a trip originally planned for then. Leading up to that, and we thought we were still going to be able to go. Better party one. We were saying what we were talking about, the attraction that we would want to go on first. What we rope drop day one at the Magic Kingdom, and we were saying the People Mover, even though it's not the flashiest attraction, it's not the most popular, wouldn't have the longest line. It's just something about that is just so relaxing, and to us, like, so quintessential Disney that we would have to go to it. But as I've been seeing on, again, live streams and all of that, it is still not open. So fingers crossed that will be soon, because I can't wait to even watch somebody else go on it. That would even be better than nothing. I will take it. I see Deborah, Voices of Liberty and the fireworks. Deborah, you know where it's at. You know what is good. Susan brings up a great point here, guys. Let's talk about this for a second. Susan says, being in the parks late at night. I fully agree with that one too, because they are only open, I think it's 10 hours each. So Animal Kingdom closing at 6 p.m., Magic Kingdom closing at 7, Hollywood Studios 8 p.m., and then Epcot at 9. It would be so weird to me, because now I've kind of become more accustomed to seeing Animal Kingdom at night, even though the last few times it hasn't been open as late as it was when Pandora was just opening and was beyond super popular. Now I'll say it's super, but it used to be beyond super popular. I've become so used to being in the Animal Kingdom up until it's dark out. So leaving there while it would still be bright, and even Hollywood Magic Kingdom at 7 o'clock, that is so not what we're used to, guys. Here we are all about rope drop in the morning and then be one of the last ones out of the park at night. That is a perfect day, but to end your day at 7 p.m. at a park, that is a bit odd, especially 7 p.m. at the Magic Kingdom. That is, a very rare thing to see. So that's a definite big change right now. If you are going, is that it's just going to be not the usual park hours that we are used to. And I see fireworks. Mary misses a tour option, character meet and greets, fireworks. Yep, I see a bunch of character interactions, park hopping. Oh, Michelle is going next month, and you're going to miss the parades, fireworks, character meet and greets, no autographs, no Tinkerbell flying. Yes, Michelle, that is a wonderful list as well. Not wonderful in the fact that they won't be happening, but wonderful in just dreaming of those things can bring a little bit of happiness, even though it's going to take a little bit longer for us to see them in person. Sheila misses Illuminations. I know I am going to say something that might be a bit more towards the dist side of me. I loved Illuminations. But when I saw Epcot Forever for the first time, even though it's more of like fireworks light, it's not like a massive show like Illuminations, I was okay with that interim transition. And just from the score of Harmonious, or at least the parts of it that we've heard so far, I cannot wait for that show, guys. I was always saying, who knows what the story is going to be now, but I was saying, since Kat and I got to hear it together, at least a part of it in person at the D23 Expo Parks panel, whenever the show opens, I have to go for opening night. That's how amazing just the music sounded. So I might be okay with holding out now for Harmonious if that is what the situation is going to be like down there. Let's see. I see a bunch of people agreed with the stretching room. Thank you, guys. And I see we had a visitor. We had Kat coming in from her niece Lucy's birthday party. Kat, if you are still here, thank you for hopping on. Tell Lucy that I said happy birthday. If I had the sound effects that you do, I'd be doing the, kazoo sound effect or whatever you call that thing, the horde. Something like that. So that is, I could go on longer with things that I missed, but I think that we'll round it out with that for now. So there was something else that I posted about that you might have seen on our Facebook page and Instagram, I think towards the end of last week or maybe even over the weekend, when it was announced that Primeval Whirl, Stitch's Great Escape, and It Kills Me to Say Rivers of Light are permanently closed. I just can't believe that, guys. Stitch's Great Escape, fine. No harm, no foul. Not an issue for me. Primeval Whirl, Kat knows this. I retired myself from going on that ride after getting a little too nauseous for my liking the last couple of times that I rode it. So I was like, you know what? I am done with that. 2 out of 3, so far so good. Rivers of Light is like such a blow to me because I loved that show. I love the original Rivers of Light. I loved the reimagined or slightly refurbished Rivers of Light. We Are One version of the show. It was, to me, the most perfect show to have at the Animal Kingdom, with just water and fire. And speaking to Michael Young, who was an Imagineer that worked on Rivers of Light when he was in the process of working on it, this is now going back years, having a little bit of insight into the work that went into the show. Kat, I don't know if I ever told you about this, but I see that you're still here. So you might enjoy this. Hearing a little bit from him of what they were doing into the show and how passionate him and the team were to bring it to life. It was such an amazing message that was bringing together water, nature, animals, light, just, all such amazing things to create this amazing message. And with that, they took it away from us. That could be click-worthy now for 2 reasons, because now I'm reading a comment from Kat, and Craig is saying that Rivers of Light is a sleeper. So, you know what? Kat, is Craig watching? Because I really hope that he is watching. Because, Craig, do you know what happens when you call Rivers of Light at such a sensitive time like this a sleeper? Right after they ripped it away from us, you're going to call Rivers of Light a sleeper? Kat, please tell me that Craig is watching. I'm waiting to see your comment. He is? Okay, good. Because, Craig, I know what happens. And that means, wow, this notebook is getting full. That means, Craig, for dissing Rivers of Light when I am so upset that it is now gone, Craig, you're on the diss. And here he goes. I wish that I had Kat here to talk in the background while I am writing this. I am writing Craig Wolf for dissing Rivers of Light. And I will prove it. Here you go. There it is. Craig, you made me do it. You are now the second person outside of Disney to be put on the disc. Yeah, so I as you can tell, I'm very passionate about Rivers of Light, and the fact that it is gone is not sitting too well with me. It is a very touchy subject in this household. So there are a couple of other fun things that I wanted to do with you guys before we close out this little hangout here. So one is I wanted to talk about, and Kat and I did this a little bit during one of our shows. I want to say at this point, I was going to say a couple of weeks ago. I think it was a couple of months ago when we were talking about rides that we couldn't wait to go on when the parks reopened. We were kind of just bouncing back and forth between what rides we cannot wait to go on. So I made a little top 5 list, and it was not very easy for me. As you know, and Kat knows because she gets me with the on-the-spot questions all the time, that it is quite difficult sometimes for me to choose between 2 things that I love almost equally at Walt Disney World. So I will give you a second while I'm rattling off my top 5 list to start to think of your top 5 list. And if you can do it, if you guys comment 5 rides in order from 1 to 5, you will be in the running to win a prize that will be determined by the prize wheel that I have right here on my desk. How about that? What do you think? So I will start. I will go from ride 5 to ride 1. So I'll save the best for last. While you guys are thinking, if you do want to have a chance to win that prize that will be coming up soon, my number 5 ride is Haunted Mansion. Even if there's no stretching room, I need to go on the Haunted Mansion, guys. I just absolutely caught myself have to go on it. So ride number 4, Avatar Flight of Passage. I wish that I had my Banshee here. I'm looking at it on the floor. That is like neck and neck with the Haunted Mansion as my favorite attraction at Walt Disney World. So I just have to go on it. And there is new merchandise. I repeat, there is new merchandise at Wind Traders in Pandora. Like awesome stuff, not just like little things that most people wouldn't care about. They have a new Avatar themed Wishables collection. There is like great stuff in there. So you guys definitely have to check that out when you finally get to go back to Walt Disney World and you're in Pandora. Wind Traders is definitely a spot to go shopping at. So Flight of Passage does it for me for number 4. Now, attraction number 3 is the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which just celebrated its 26th anniversary. Was that yesterday? I think it was. These days are blending together. I don't know if it was yesterday, the day before, something like that. But Tower of Terror, I mentioned this on a show. After my last trip in February, I left saying if there was one ride that I could have had one more go on, it would have been the Tower of Terror. Every time I go on it, I love it more and more. So I definitely need to go on Tower of Terror. Number 2, for very, very obvious reasons, for reasons supported by a 4-hour, I'm not kidding, guys, you might have also heard this too, a 4-hour wait on a virtual queue just to get into the Splashdown Photos gift shop. Attraction number 2 that I am and will be most excited to go on back at Walt Disney World is Splash Mountain. I absolutely just have to have at least one more ride on the current version of that attraction. Kara and I are tremendous fans of Princess and the Frog. So I have to say personally, I am becoming more and more excited with the re-theme that is coming up, because I always wanted the Princess and the Frog to have its own attraction anyway. So to me, it's just kind of like, great, like, here we go. This is kind of what I was looking for all along. So it's all going to work out. but that doesn't take away from all the great memories that I have had on Splash Mountain. So for that reason alone, I just really, really cannot wait to go on that attraction and probably ride it at least a handful of times whenever I get to go back down to Walt Disney World, because I'm sure that we're going to have more time than I might be thinking, but I'm in the just in case mentality. I have to make sure, as I was with Spaceship Earth before we found out that that project has been definitely pushed off, but I really want to make sure that I get on that at least a few more times. Which leads me to attraction number one that I cannot wait to go on. Here comes the drum roll. It is, as you can see him right over there, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Guys, I was supposed to go on that attraction. I had fast passes made for, was it April 1st? I think it was April 1st, guys. Like, I literally had a fast pass ready to go for that day. I was so excited. Couldn't believe that I was going to get to go on it. I was so excited. And then the wheels fell off and everything happened, and I still have not been on that attraction. I have watched it, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 dozen times on YouTube, if not more, because I was that crazy about getting ready for the attraction. But here I am, still longing to go on it, and that is without a doubt at the top of my list. So let me see what you guys had to say. Kat has a great point. Do not look on eBay for Splash Mountain merch. Yes, I took a look myself because I do, not a lot, but every once in a while I will get something off of eBay. I was not planning on even showing this. I forgot that it was on my Mickey statue, and I was looking in the camera. I'm like, what is on Mickey's hand? What did I do? These guys are bells that I got off of eBay that used to be in the Expedition Everest queue. And it was not as expensive as you might think. It really, like, actually, to be honest, wasn't really bad. It was completely reasonable. But you can find really, really cool things on eBay. But the Splash Mountain merch, I agree with Kat as I try to hold these bells back up on Mickey's hand. The Splash Mountain merch should not be included in those things that you go looking for on eBay. They are so incredibly priced. I mean, I guess if somebody's willing to pay that much and they're not able to go to Walt Disney World and they loved the Splash Mountain attraction and they had to have a Brer Rabbit plush and pay $200 for it, then good for them. But I will not be buying anything like that on eBay unless I see like a really cool pin that is reasonably priced, like when maybe a little bit of this price craziness goes down and the hype subsides a bit. Maybe then I'll take a look, but I don't really think so. The prices are insane, guys. If you want to look for fun, go and do that, but I don't recommend looking to purchase. So I see that, oh, let's see what my wife had to say here. Kara says Splash Mountain 1, Rise of the Resistance 2, Flight of Passage 3, Living with the Land 4. Great call, honey, with Living with the Land. I like that. 5, Slinky Dog Dash, and I saw underneath your comment you said honorable mention Frozen Ever After. I like that. Let's see what else. Craig says we have cool pins. I'm going to have to see those. Craig, maybe that can get your name off of the disc. That might be it. If you can share the pins that you acquired, that could help the cause. Let's see what else. I'm going to read a couple of other top 5s. I see Renee. Let's read Renee's top 5, guys. We have from 5 to 1. It's a Small World, Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, the TTA People Mover, and Tower of Terror. That's a great list, Renee. I love. There's really no such thing as a bad list, though, guys. These are all fantastic. All right, I'm going to do one more. Then it's time to do our giveaway. Let's see. I'm going to go with, I'm just scrolling around. Where am I going to land? Okay, I'm going to go with Lee's list. Lee Hammond. We have Slinky Dog Dash, Rise of the Resistance, Tower of Terror, People Mover, and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I love it. Guys, Mine Train. That was highly considered when I was making my list. I have to tell you, that was definitely up there, as was the People Mover. But that Craig just made me laugh. That whole craziness that I had going of like, I need to go on the People Mover, it came down just a notch for me to like go back into my usual way of thinking for a top five. So this is how we ended up there. And Craig said, have I mentioned I like your shirt? Nice try, Craig. I see exactly what's happening. Kat, we might have to figure out something to do here if Craig has any intentions of getting off of that disc. I don't know what on earth we are going to do. So anyway, I see that we have so many top fives listed, which I love and cannot wait to read through after this little show, or whatever we want to call it. So that means it is time to break out the prize wheel, which I guess I'm going to hold again because I did not pull out the little table that I could have stood it up on. So while I'm doing this, or before I do this, I should say, let me show you guys where you can get all of the t-shirts that are now available on our TeePublic store. You can see all of those designs right here. So we have, I'll start on this side. This is our regular Debating Disney Tonight logo t-shirt. Then we have our Fear the Click t-shirt. If you guys want to wear that around Walt Disney World, let everybody know that if they go messing up and they mess up with your day, they better fear that click, because you can tell me and I will put them on the disc. Then we have an absolutely amazing shirt. This one I believe says, have an absolutely magical day. I love it. I cannot wait to wear it at Walt Disney World. Then we have Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Hey Hey, a Dole Whip and Hey Hey, not collaborative, what is the word? Hybrid, I guess that'll work. Hybrid shirt. A crossover, that is it. Then we have a must-dos inspired shirt that I am kind of obsessed with. It is called, it says on it, Living It Up, Let the Memories Begin, from Must Do Disney. That is on the TVs in the Walt Disney World Resort hotels. And then all the way on the end over here, I'm not good at the pointing thing, guys. This one says, have a super magna fantastical day. So we have an absolutely super magna fantastical. So we have two saying shirts. We have a Debating Disney, Fear the Click, and then two general Disney ones, Dole Whip Hey Hey and Must Do's. So we have a decent little collection over there now for you guys to go check out. If you would like to, you can do that at teepublic.com/user/debating Disney. You can see that URL down at the bottom in the blue bar right there. So while I am going to transition this graphic off of the screen and check out your comments that I missed while I was showing you that, tell me which of these shirts you guys like the most and which you might be most likely to sport at the parks yourselves. I definitely will be going with the absolutely one. That is not even a question. You guys can probably already guess that. So we have all 6 shirts on this prize wheel. I am going to give this a spin, and this will determine the shirt that will be given away to one lucky person who listed their top 5 must-do attractions for their upcoming return trip to Walt Disney World. So here we go. Let's give this a spin and see what the shirt is. Wow, that was a last-minute swerve. How crazy was that? I promise I did not touch the thing. It might have come off like I did a quick little... I should have really kept this back so you could have seen. I promise I didn't touch the wheel. That was weird. How did that even happen? It like literally stopped on the Must Do Disney and just flipped over. So that works. A Debating Disney t-shirt will be coming the way of one person who will be named shortly. So in the meantime, let's see which shirts you guys said you like the most. I see a bunch of Absatuli ones. That is awesome, guys. I cannot believe how much that has taken off amongst our group here. That is like one of the coolest things to me. I literally said it trying to be funny one day with a group of my family that we were together with in Pandora. And with that, it kind of stuck, and here we are. And then I said it to Kat, and the rest is kind of history. So I see some Fear the Clicks. I see some Dole Whip and Hey Hays. I love that one too. That is so cool. So yeah, I will show you guys one more time. Let me just pull this up where you can get those shirts. That is at teepublic.com/user/debatingdisney. All right, guys. So I think that runs through what I planned to be a 20 to 25 minute long show. Goes to show how much we can all talk when we're together, because we are up to 46 minutes and counting. That was a blast. Thank you guys so much for sticking on. I did not mean to take up this much of your Thursday night, but when you get me going on Disney News, and Craig got me going on Rivers of Light, an unexpected Dist entry ended up popping up. You never know what can happen around here. It's, as Kat and I say, it's live. Anything can happen, and we just roll with the punches. So, oh, and Joe says, by the way, she already has the Fear the Click and Debating Disney shirts. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Joe. Lee said, what is the website to get the shirts? I will pull it up one more time. I can never show this enough. It is teepublic.com/user/debatingdisney. So that is our TeePublic store over there, where you can get all 6 designs. So once again, thank you all so much for hopping on. This was such a blast. I had such a great time chatting with you guys. You are always awesome. So until next time, which I'm not sure if it'll be next Thursday or the Thursday after that, Kat and I will figure that out and let you know soon. But until next time, have a super magna fantastical 1 or 2 weeks, and we'll see you real soon. Thanks again, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.